Okay, this is development vlog number 2. A long time has passed since the last time, but a lot has happened also. First of all, there is now a landing page for something I call now Bluelang. Why Bluelang? Why not? I like blue. And it's about languages. I also came up with a logo yesterday, in fact. And yes, so what you see here is for now a dummy, but in the future there will be a showcase for a lesson, and after you complete the lesson you can create an account. And also this basically outlines the philosophy of the app, why I'm creating it, and what is the language learning app. So yeah, if you want, you can read that. Also, one of the reasons why the app's name is now Bluelang is because the domain was relatively cheap and it's only 8 letters. It's in fact lang.blue now. So if you want, check that out. Also, for now, I came up with a pricing scheme. So basically, up to a certain limit, it will be free to use every day. Further than that, it will be $4 a month, and of course then $40 a year. The next thing is now you can log in here. Not a lot has happened. If you click on Let's Begin, basically that loads in a predefined lesson. I predefined. Let's see if that works now. Okay.
This is the Russian course.
This is nice for now. I only have Russian, or only began on working Russian. Also in the future, with this icon, you will have a drop-down menu where you can switch between the languages. This is something I hopefully will do by next week. Other than that, yeah, you can...
To be in Russian is very similar to the English version. It's simply...
do a course here. But the most work has been done in the background. So first of all, this is for administration purposes, so I can load in stories, first new thing, and levels, second new thing. And all of that is edited in the editor. Something you will not see as a normal user, but something I think is very cool for now, because here I can basically create stories that will then be displayed to the user with some explanations, with exercises. Basically everything you see here is going to be evaluated, so it will contribute to the user model that is in the background. And if you do a story, the questions that are asked after that story are going to be suited to how well you did in the story. And that's basically always tell a part of the story, then evaluate yourself. Have I done a good job in doing that? Would have been understandable. And then your further learning course is adjusted based on that. Other than that, yes, there are different speech bubble types. Basically, these annotations are used for asking questions. This is to give information. Just that is to hear the pronunciation or to have an answer. And I always try to keep track of how many words are used and which words are used in each story. Voila. And yeah, so each of the stories later should be displayed at a certain point within the learning course of the user. The second big thing is that I now settled on more or less a level system. So a bit of information was presented to the user. The user learns that then. That basically looks like a mini story, also with exercises. But as soon as you're done, there is like this inter period between until you get the next bit of information. And in between that, a lot of things can happen. First of all, I now made these generators, or at least this UI representation of a generator, so I can configure them for each level. And these are basically to generate sentences based on the vocabulary and the level of the user. This is, for example, the first lesson is about the simple past in Russian. And to generate simple past sentences with the vocabulary the user already knows. And also I can add as many verbs to this generator as I want. But as it's in the first level, only the vocabulary that is in this level will get asked to the user. I also can like change it to present tense or future tense, change the case of the noun and whatever, and define different sentences. And each of these is like a part of a sentence. what I'm pointing at right now, if I would select more parts, they would be randomly selected, or for now randomly selected. In the future, that will be then determined by what information the user needs to learn. Yes, but I'm also working on different formats depending on, or different question formats depending on what the user's needs are. For example, if there's a longer sentence, then I will deconstruct that sentence into shorter sentences that build on each other. So you start out with what was the word for I, and then what was the word for go. So then say I go, and then you continue, I go to the house, I go to the red house, I go to the red house to drink tea. In that way, because that is really convenient to learn and to repeat the words a lot of times without any stress. So this I will have hopefully integrated within the next few weeks. What else? Yes, in each level you see what, or not you, it, for the administrator, you see what words are included in that lesson. Also on this side, I have all the words I want to convey in the whole course. It's a little over 1,000 words, because that's basically the vocabulary that you need to keep going on your own. So I want to constrain the whole scope of the course to that, because everything other than that is best learned by just watching something on TV, or watching, like, having your own, watching the content you really like. So this is like to get you started as convenient as possibly, but then go on by yourself. So yes, that is it basically for this week. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments or write to me. Yeah, by next week, I hope I will have set up a blog where again will outline the basic philosophy of this project, and probably a Twitter where I also post these updates and new features. I really set out to make these updates video now more regularly. I would like to do it weekly, but at least monthly. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye.